look at the first
chill.
picture. They're laying down together. Like the badger's head is on the ground, like when your dog sploots.
Yeah, I mean that's a complete sign of like 100% trust.
They're freaking hanging out, Connor.
Yeah.
They're freaking friends.
It's like they grew up together.
They're friends. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah,
they're friends.
Yeah, they're friends. That's not anthropomorphic. Not really.
It is a little.
Hello, I've got some intros to try with you guys. First up, number 1. Welcome to World's Wildest, where nature's weirdest creatures steal the show. Hold on tight. This animal kingdom is wilder than you think. Welcome to World's Wildest. Join us to uncover the outrageous and bizarre and truly wild with World's Wildest. Welcome to the wild side, where the animals break all the rules. Which one do you like the best? Welcome to the wild side, World's Wildest.
Ugh. The other one he said was, welcome to the wildest part of the internet.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy.
I think it's good.
I don't like any of them, personally. And we still have no good ideas. So if you guys have ideas for what our intro should be, please give them to us, please. Please.
Please.
Anyway.
So I can stop hearing about it from my own.
Welcome back to World's Wildest.
Hello.
Hello. We have a fun episode today, and it's cute because it's best teams.
Yeah, we spiraled last week. I'm excited to not spiral this week.
Yeah, no, this one will be cute and wholesome and nice. And it's cool because we're a team.
Yeah.
We're close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
This was a viewer suggestion from who?
Meowlins? World's best teams. Animals who have symbiotic relationships with each other and thrive together better than they do on their own. Example, ravens and wolves.
Excellent. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yes.
We are going to get into it, but before we get into it, I would like to remind you guys that
Patreon.
We have a Patreon.
Ad-free. Listen to ads. It's nice.
And it's ad-free, and we have bonus content on there. We're going to start doing movie nights on there if you want a cozy movie night, not just like nature documentaries, but I'm going to watch The Wild, the freaking, what is it called? The Lion King for the first time on our Patreon.
Have respect for you.
So if you want to see that, join our Patreon and some other fun, cute movies.
Yeah, on Patreon they can ask us questions, and we can answer questions in the videos. Yeah, and you get bookmarks, really cool bookmarks.
It's a good time over there.
Yeah.
Check us out over there. Yeah. All right, so best teams. Number 1.
Who do you got?
Figs and fig wasps.
Oh, they're going to say Maya and Connor. Okay. Figs and fig wasps.
Figs and fig wasps. Pollination. Pollination works because of mutualism. Pollination is the transfer of pollen from one flower to another via a pollinator. Here's a diagram. Bee lands on flower. Bee gets nectar from flower and pollen. Hooray for bee. That's energy, and it's protein for their larva.
Pollen is sperm, right?
Yes. There's sperm and pollen. Yes.
Oh, okay. In pollen. It's not itself.
Yeah, the pollen is not the sperm.
Oh, okay.
But sperm is transferred via pollen.
Cool.
So the bee gets food from the flower, then the bee carries the pollen to another flower to go get more food, and then they transfer pollen to the other flower, so then the flowers can reproduce, right?
Yay.
This is how pollination works, if you guys didn't know. Pollination involves 170,000 plant species and 200,000 animal species.
Who counted?
I don't know. It's a lot. It accounts for 35% of our food production. Plants and pollinators co-adapt to each other sometimes. So mutualism, right, is like both species benefit off of working together.
Right.
Which is wholesome and nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
And with pollination, mutualism is so important that some plants and pollinators have co-adapted to one another. So like there are hummingbirds that have really long beaks to fit the certain flower shapes.
Right.
There's a bee orchid that mimics the shape of female bees, and it looks like this. So when the orchid itself looks like a bee, like the back of a bee. Audio listeners, it looks like a flower, like an orchid with a bee on it.
It's like a bee landing on a purple flower.
Yeah, it's so cool. So when the male bee tries to mate with the flower douses it with pollen. So the male bee gets a bunch of pollen on it, and then the male bee flies away and then pollinates other flowers.
Very nice.
an example like this is called facultative mutualism because the flowers can survive without the bees. Like
Okay.
they can pollinate through the air. It's just not as effective.
Right.
But it helps.
So it's better for the bees.
It's
yeah.
better for the bees and it's better for the flowers.
More effective.
But it's
use of
not
bees, yeah.
100% necessary.
Gotcha.
So that's facultative mutualism, but there's also obligate mutualism.
Mm-hmm.
An example of obligate mutualism is figs and fig wasps. There are 750 species of figs. All of them have a specific wasp that they need to pollinate them.
What?
Maybe not all. Maybe there's not 750
Right,
species
right.
of wasps for each, but like each fig requires a certain species of wasp
Right. I see what
to
you're saying.
pollinate them.
No,
this is
that's just crazy because like figs are pretty prevalent. Mm-hmm. Okay.
this is a fig wasp. It's like it kind of looks
It's like a tiny flying ant.
to like an untrained entomologist eye
That's me.
and me. It looks like a ant with a really long head and wings.
Yeah.
Really tiny. That's on a fingertip, right? So
That's-
they're like really, really little.
That's very small. Yeah.
So here's how fig wasp life cycles work.
Okay.
Okay. So a female wasp bores into a fig, goes through this little tiny hole into the fig. The hole is so small that her wings rip off and her antenna rip off while
No.
she enters the fig. It's fine because she will die inside of the fig.
So when I eat a fig, I'm eating fig wasps.
Okay, that is something that has gone around where people are like, there's dead wasps in there. Cultivated modern fig varieties don't all require wasps for pollination. So probably not. Like the
okay.
figs that you've eaten, maybe you have.
I've eaten figs
But-
out of the wild.
Then probably, yeah, there are dead
Protein.
wasps in there.
Okay. It's protein.
It's chill though. You can eat them. It's fine. They're dead. It's protein, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. But cultivated fig varieties don't need the wasps, so you're not necessarily eating a
Right.
dead one. Anyway, she goes in through this little hole. She loses her wings. She loses her antenna.
Sad.
She's like, "This is it. Goodbye. I'm gonna die in here."
Oh, okay.
And the fig, when she goes in there, inside of it's like a hard casing, right? A
Yeah.
fruit. But inside there's a bunch of like little tiny flowers.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes through there and she lays her eggs inside the seeds of the flowers. So she goes in there, she lays a bunch of eggs and then dies.
Sad. Okay.
And then she dies. After a few weeks, the eggs hatch. The brothers and sisters hatch out of the eggs.
Okay.
Right? The males hatch wingless.
Okay.
The females hatch with wings.
And they don't lose wings when they leave?
No.
Okay.
But the males don't have wings in the first place.
Okay. Sad.
They will not be leaving.
Oh.
They will be boinking their sisters,
Okay.
and their sisters will be leaving. And then they will all die.
Man, really just one job
What
in
a
life.
life. All male fig wasps, that is their whole life, is within this fig. They hatch out. Hello, world. Hello, sisters. Boink, boink, boink.
Dead.
Dead.
What a life, I guess.
And
yeah.
then the females leave and then go do the same thing in other figs.
That's their whole life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know what their lifespan is, but I think it's like horrifically short.
Right.
Like I'm
That's
pretty
gotta
sure they
be.
just travel like to the next fig over.
Right.
And
What a
and
life.
do yeah. But this is obligate mutualism for these wild fig varieties, right? Because
Right.
the wasps need them because that's where they lay their eggs. And they're like entirely reliant on figs. If we had no figs, their lifespan is 1 to 2 days.
Sad.
So they literally just go find another fig and then do the same thing.
You could probably end up with a lot of wasps and wild figs then. Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yeah.
I had a lot of protein then.
Yummy. Fig wasps need figs to do this whole life cycle, and figs need fig wasps because they're the only thing that are pollinating figs
Right.
because the flowers are inside of that fruit.
Yeah.
So they bore in there, they get the pollen, and they go to the next fig.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty good team.
Yeah. Wouldn't have them if it wasn't for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one that it's a good team for humans. Purple martins. Maya knows a lot about purple martins.
It's true.
So
I followed them.
Yeah, can you
to the Amazon.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Purple martins are North America's largest songbird. They're very cute. and they migrate. Like, they have an incredible migration.
And you went down to South America and did a whole video series in the Amazon on them, right?
Yeah, they stop in Round Rock, Texas, which is kind of by Austin, Texas. They have this huge roost, and so you go there, and there's like
videos. I stole your
so
videos.
many, yeah, and there's so many birds in the sky at this roost. So I got to see them
look up.
in Round
It is
Rock,
insane
Texas.
that we're not getting on right now.
And
Can we just like acknowledge?
There's a video of them now. There's just
so many, they're just
hundreds, if not thousands, flying.
just
in the
pepper in
parking
the
lot.
sky, but it's all birds.
Did you get pooped on?
Okay, we're close enough to the tree where you can see it. Look
And
at
then
that, it's so
I went to the
cute.
Amazon
Yeah,
rainforest
so
because
she's the-
they migrate to the Amazon. So I followed them to the Amazon and got to see them out there, which was really, really cool.
Did you get to see like a huge like clump of them swirl?
Less than at that roost.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're way more dispersed.
Right.
But it was still cool. I got to see them down there. They're very cool. They're insectivores. They eat a ton of flying insects. And
250 billion insects per year.
yeah,
So that's a lot. Those are just estimates.
that's
It
a
could be more.
lot.
Here's a picture of the purple martins. The males are, dark and purple. The females are a bit lighter, still have like the bluish purple in their head. I guess they're more blue.
I'm going to be, they're blue.
Yeah, they're blue.
Not to be a hater.
In this picture anyway. Also, I was able to steal all these images from Purple Martin Conservation Association. Thank you so much for
We
letting
love
us
them.
that. So, so they eat 250 billion insects per year. A study recently showed that Diptera, which is a type of fly, were the second most common family prey item. And we're cataloging their entire diet and find a ton of agricultural and horticultural pests like beetles, moths, with crop pest caterpillar stages. So they're taking out pests like crazy. So that's the benefit purple martins have to us. Huge insects control, pest control, and fly control. That's why we're trying to get them at Alveus Sanctuary to control the flies in the pasture. So, however, it's a myth that purple martins eat a lot of mosquitoes. Purple martins really kind of fly high in the sky during when they're hunting for stuff. They'll get stuff like around their roosts and stuff like that. But when they're flying, that's where they're eating a bunch of these. They love dragonflies, sad. But mosquitoes aren't flying that high. So purple martins lay 4 to 6 eggs per clutch. So like once a year. They're very tiny, very cute. And 16 days later, they hatch. And the female's the only one that incubates them. The male only just defends the roost, which is interesting. But it's only 16 days, so not that bad. And then you get these cute little babies. And sometimes Purple Martin Conservation Association stream these on YouTube and Twitter, like little nest cams.
Can I
And
say
it's
something?
very cute. Yes.
Controversial?
They are cute, and you better not say they're not.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, moving on. Wait, what are you going to say, though?
Nothing.
Okay.
I don't remember.
So, so purple martins do a lot of mass migration. So from Erie, Pennsylvania to Sao Paulo, Brazil, they take anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks and they cover 5,000 miles. That's just one way. So the reason they migrate down there is because it's warm and there's food, and they don't mate there. They just roost, eat, and then they fly another 5,000 miles back up north. They come back to their same nesting site every year, which is very beneficial to farmers that want to attract these guys to help them control pests around their farms. And there's some other really cool case studies that we're going to talk about in a second, using them to help with insect control. So, we talked about Maya seeing hundreds of thousands of them before. So why do they make the best team? Well, the things that we need to do for purple martins for them to survive is we need to provide habitat for them, because they are nesting or cavity nesters. So they normally, if they're there, will use trees, like little cavities created by woodpeckers, dead trees in general, saguaro cactuses, and there's a few other cactuses that they'll use. But all that stuff is just dwindling. We don't like a lot of trees or dead trees because it is prime fuel for forest fires. So we try to cut those down, try to take care of them. So there's just not a lot of habitat left for them. Saguaro cactuses are being stolen and sold in illegal landscape trades because they can be so big. Yeah. They're stealing them out of the wild and putting them in people's yards and selling them for thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. So that's a big problem as well. That's a whole nother thing. So we've kind of have to help with habitat if we want to keep them around. So what's cool, and we did this at Alveus, but there's these gourd racks that Purple Martin Conservation Association, I'm going to call them PMCA from now on. They sell these and you can install them into your area, but here's a little Instagram video of them flying around.
So cool.
In their nest here. So it's really cool that you can do this. And yeah, so they're natural pest controls for cows. We want it for our pasture, but also Disney installs a lot of these for natural pest control.
I didn't know that.
And they just want to help conservation as well. And then I asked the CEO of PMCA, Joe Segrist, what other use cases he's seen. So sewer treatment plants are starting to buy these up quite a bit because they control flies. Mm-hmm. An aluminum factory, after they installed Martin houses, they had a much higher quality product because little fly insects weren't getting into the molds anymore.
Interesting. I was racking my brain trying to think of why aluminum factories could use that, but I don't know anything about how aluminum is made. That's very cool.
That's so cool. And it's a one-time cost. They install it once and it's good instead of like dealing with all this fly control and whatnot. That can be very expensive and not great for people and stinky too. So he said a lot of senior living facilities, veteran centers, and even prisons will install these because people can go outside and it reduces or increases well-being and removes stress of being outside and whatnot. So, and then if you pair this with a couple of bat boxes, you've got a really nice natural pest control.
Slay. That's
free after the install, that one-time cost. So that's what we're trying to do at Alveus. We'll see if that works. I hope it works. Purple Martins, please come back. So the other reason, there's a lot of things that are also Purple Martins, they're least concern under the IUCN, but they are declining pretty fast. And they don't really know why other than climate change, loss of habitat, invasive bird species like starlings, and they're starting to like random cold winter events, cold fronts that come in when they migrated up to the north kills them. They're looking at disease and stuff like that as well. But they've declined by like a third in like the past 10, 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So they might be on the threatened list here soon, which we don't want. So if you have a little bit of land or a business that you guys maybe want to, promote or get to have a PMCA starter kit on for like the houses and gourds, it's only about like $550 for the whole starter kit. That's not including shipping. We're not paid. By the way, we're not sponsored by them. We just really like them and we want to support them. But yeah, it's pretty cost effective, really. It's high quality. We have one at Alveus.
It's serious.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to install.
This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. There are some things in life that are okay to be a total crapshoot, like trying a new type of milk in your coffee.
Or mixing up with a new takeout spot.
Or rolling the dice on a new workout class. But finding the right doctor shouldn't be a total crapshoot. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty: mental health, dental health, eye care, skincare, and much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast. Typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments.
Nice. So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/wildest and find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/wildest, ZocDoc.com/wildest. Thank you so much for sponsoring this podcast, and go get those doctor appointments booked now.
I should also say, Connor talked about them being secondary cavity nesters, and they used to nest in trees and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They are now completely reliant on human nesting sites.
To have stable populations, yes. There's very few.
If they did not have these nesting sites that we just showed on screen that you can purchase, that you can put up for these birds, the birds would not exist anymore. So you could really be making like a tangible difference by being a Purple Martin landlord, if you will. Very cool.
It is really cool.
Cool. Good team.
Yep.
My next one's really wholesome. I think you're going to love it.
I think I saw it on there. I'm like, I don't know how that works.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
I couldn't hypothesize this.
Coyotes and badgers.
Yeah, I got no clue how that works.
So a coyote is
Oh.
20 to 50 pound canid. It eats pretty much anything it can throughout Northern America and Central America. Coyote.
Yep.
Everybody knows.
Yep.
Badger, an 8 to 26 pound mustelid, which is, so it's related to like otters and ferrets and stuff like that. Eats a wide variety as a carnivore. They live from southern Canada to Mexico. Look
They
at
are
them.
cute. Badger,
Isn't that
badger,
cute?
badger.
Did you know that these are in Texas?
No.
I didn't either.
No.
These are here.
They're very
American
cute.
badgers are here. If I saw one, I would lose my mind.
That'd be so cool.
I had no idea that they were here, and they're so freaking cute.
They're
He's
very
so
cute.
cute.
He's so cute.
Here's one that's angry. He's angry.
He's very angry. Apparently, they get pretty angry.
Yeah. All right. Here's why they make good teams. This is a video that went viral. And I saw this, and I tried really, really hard in my mind to not anthropomorphize this because I was like, oh, people just are making up a story. But
Sure.
watch this
What
video.
does anthropomorphism mean to people that don't know?
Projecting human emotions onto animals that don't necessarily have human feelings.
Yeah, and we don't have no way of knowing. So.
Right. But here's this. Hold on. Let me actually just give some context because it's a short video. This is a video captured in an underpass in the Santa Cruz Mountains in 2020.
Okay. Audio listeners, we're looking.
Audio listeners, we're gonna watch this video.
We're looking at a coyote in a big culvert.
Yes, there's a coyote hanging out in an underpass, and you can play the video and I'll
hug?
describe what happened. Yes, they stand on their back two legs and they hug. No, the
my God.
coyote's jumping. He's really excited.
Oh my God.
And then a badger walks up behind him, and they prance down the culvert together.
That's cute. Okay, prancing is a little anthropomorphic.
They were prancing.
The coyote is definitely
is
excited.
The coyote is playing.
Yeah.
The badger is like, let's go, buddy. It is some storybook stuff.
That badger's trying to keep up. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, non-human emotions is like trying to keep up with the coyote. Very happy, or shouldn't say happy. Very comfortable to be there and definitely excited for wherever they're going.
What this video did not show is predation.
Right.
It didn't show fear.
Right.
It showed they're both very much aware of each other's presence.
Yeah.
And they're both very comfortable.
Yes. That's very unusual.
They look like friends.
Yes, they do.
They look like buddies.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's really freaking cute. Apparently, people have known that coyotes and badgers in the American West hunt cooperatively for a long time. Like, it's even
Hunt
found...
cooperatively?
Yes, it's even featured in Native American mythology. Like, here's a picture of... This is not like a one-time thing. This video caught this, like, phenomenon. Like, they hang out.
Just hanging out in a open plains.
Yeah, there's a coyote and a badger just like... Look at the first
Chill.
picture. They're laying down
together.
together. Like, the badger's head is on the ground, like when your dog sploots.
Yeah, I mean, that's a complete sign of, like, 100% trust.
They're freaking hanging out. Connor,
Yeah.
they're freaking friends.
It's like they grew up together.
They're friends. I'm
Yeah.
going to say it.
Yeah.
They're
they are.
friends.
Yeah, they're friends. That's not anthropomorphic. Not really.
It is a little... They complement each other's hunting styles. So if a coyote hangs out with a badger, the badger might... Because they'll both eat squirrels, right?
Okay, yeah.
So if a coyote is hanging out with the badger a lot of times will scare squirrels up, like out of their burrows.
Okay.
And then the coyote can grab it.
Okay.
If a badger's hanging out with a coyote and the coyote's chasing squirrels around the prairie, he's going to chase them into a hole.
Yeah.
So then the badger eats the squirrel.
Okay. Yeah, helpful.
So
Team, great
that's
team.
how they hunt together. They've done studies on whether or not this works. It obviously does because they're doing it.
Right.
But they've done studies in Wyoming that show that hunting success increases mutually when they're buddied up. Who knew?
Yeah.
Not me. I think it's very unexpected, and I think it's very cute, and I think that they make a great team. Here's the thing. Anthropomorphizing, it can be really dangerous, right? In like with primates, for example,
Yeah.
right? Is people dress them up and put diapers on them, and they're like, my monkey's my baby.
Right.
Like, no, he's freaking hot. That's a monkey.
Right.
So that can be a problem. But I think it's also really important to remember that animals can be a lot more like us than we think.
Sure.
And I don't necessarily think that it's harmful to look at a video like that and be like, aw, like
No.
they're friends.
Yeah.
They're hanging out. Because I think that helps people develop more empathy for
it's
wildlife.
a tool. As long it can go to an extreme, but it is a very powerful tool, and we use it at Alveus.
Oh, all the
like
time.
like with Jordan, yeah, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I've had instances like with the eagle cams that people put so much human feelings in that they want to go rescue this bird that's learning how to survive, and there's been instances not on my cams, but where human intervention actually makes it worse, and so that's when it can be bad. Like they're still wildlife; they've got to learn. Not all wildlife survives. 50% of bald eagles die in the nest, and the survival of the fittest. So it's just can be tough when people come in there and make it worse instead of better.
Yeah. The other examples of that being a problem is like a solitary animal, and people are like, he's lonely.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that is
Right.
like, because we would be,
Right.
but they are not.
Yeah.
Animals don't experience life the same way that we do, the exact same ways that we do. So it's like a weird, I don't know, it's a weird line to walk. I just thought it was a really neat story, and I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, and I think it's a valuable tool.
It's a cute video,
80%
and I
of the
want to
time.
write a book about them.
Write a book. That's anthropomorphism.
I want them to be friends. I want them to have names. I want them to have corporate jobs.
There's your second children's book right there.
Great.
I like it. Nice.
Quiz time.
Quiz.
Speaking of the American plains, what is the largest mammal in North America?
Bison.
That is correct.
Yeah.
They can weigh up to 2,000 pounds.
Audio listeners, he got up and is running to the wall, and now he's back with a...
Bison. The largest bison. This is a wood bison I worked with up in Alaska.
Connor, can you tell them the difference between buffalo and bison?
Buffalo is a colloquial term. It comes from colonizers that came over and were used to calling animals that kind of look similar, like water buffalo. They didn't have a name for it otherwise. But yeah, they're actually bison is what they're categorized as. Yay. Bison.
Cool.
Cool. Okay,
All
sorry.
right. What's your second team?
Aphids and ants. This is a really weird one.
Okay.
So, do you know what an aphid is?
A little green guy that ladybugs like to snack on.
Yeah, they're apparently crazy pests.
Yeah.
So aphids are sap-sucking insects. So they bite into leaves and they start sucking the sap out. Yay. So just a quick rundown on them. I mean, this is what an aphid looks like. They're kind of cute.
They're cute,
green.
I'll say it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different species of them.
For reference, if you guys have seen A Bug's Life, the aphid is like their dog in the movie.
Oh, yeah. I just like that movie so much.
Why?
As a kid. I don't know. I need to rewatch it.
Hater.
I didn't
We
like
can
it.
rewatch it.
Okay, sure. Aphids, very cute. I can't believe I just said that. You've brainwashed me.
Cute little guy.
So there's like this whole like life cycle about them. Kind of interesting. They're flightless females will give birth to nymphs who are already pregnant. I don't know if that's the right word. That's what it said.
I love bugs. They're so freaky.
They don't need a male. And so winged females can develop later in the year and fly to other plants to colonize them. Yeah, as I said, they're very pervasive. They're in every single continent except the Antarctica.
You might not know the answer to this. Are they already pregnant, or is it that like they can lay eggs unfertilized by a male?
It said already pregnant on like 3 different sites.
Okay, that's crazy. I believe
I feel like
you.
that's not.
No, it's not uncommon in bugs.
It's also a weird word to use, pregnant instead of eggs, but pregnant with eggs. I guess I don't know. I feel like there's a better word for that, but
Oh no, I'm blanking on the word. Oh no, I'm so fake. Most aphids are born pregnant.
from the government website.
Gravid.
Gravid. Oh, okay. Something.
I don't know if that would be what you use with aphids. Anyway,
because I think
continue.
of pregnant as like mammals.
Sure.
So anyway.
No, I think you could say pregnant. That's fine.
Okay, sure. I mean, that was a government site that just said pregnant as well, so sure. So yeah, many species aphids are agricultural pests. Ants can also be agricultural pests, and when they work together, they can be even better
Really
pests.
good.
It's honestly huge respect, these pests. I have so much respect for them now. This is what an infestation of aphids look like on a leaf. Please just describe.
Well, I thought they were green, but these are like a bunch
They're not
of little
all green.
It's a bunch of little black bugs on the backside of a leaf. They're like caking up the backside of the leaf. There's so many.
Apparently, it's like specific aphids for specific types of crops.
Okay.
So they're not always green. The cute ones are green. But they've been known to spread major plant virus and fungus too, as well. So, but I do want to remind people that insects, even aphids and ants, they do help break down and clean up organic matter, and they're a major food source for a lot of other insects that do pollination and other things. So they are still important, even though they're a pain in our butts. Interestingly, the predators for aphids are the major one is American goldfinches, which is 83% of their diet is aphids.
Wow. They're so small.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you have wasp, spiders, beetles that also eat aphids, like ladybugs, stuff like that. So how do aphids and ants work together, and why? So ants will actually farm aphids. They will farm them. This is an ant around all these aphids, not eating them, but protecting them. The ants protect the aphids because the aphids poop sugary rich water called honeydew, and as they eat the plant sap, and the ants will go eat it.
That's sweet.
So there's an aphid right here, a very large aphid, with a drop of water out of its butt, basically. And the ants will, it's a nice easy meal for the ants, and the ants will, this is a professional term,
Boink them?
milk the aphids with their antennas to get out the honeydew.
Milk
Yeah,
to
milk
make them poop?
Yeah, they like coax their behind. They won't boink them.
Oh.
Why would they do?
I don't know. You just said
They're
it was
trying to
gonna
get
be
stuff to come out, not put stuff in. So they use their antennas like to coax their butts and milk their backside to help it come out easier.
That seems like it would suck. I feel kind of bad.
Why? So the aphids actually, they saw that the aphids were way better off. The ants were way better off. The aphids actually changed the like the formula of honeydew because they could just focus on eating and not have to worry about any predators coming to eat them. Because the ants would actively defend off these smaller predators. Obviously, you're not defending off of finches.
Leave my poop machine alone.
Exactly. So there was an increased amount of sugar, increased amount of honeydew that came out, like the quantity, and the amino acids inside the honeydew increased, which was good for the ants.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. So it's like they knew. So some farming ant species gather and store the aphid eggs in their nests over the winter. In the spring, the ants carry the newly hatched aphids back to their plants. So they are farming them. And it's been seen that when a queen leaves to start a new colony, she'll actually take a few aphid eggs with her.
Dude, Bugs Life had it.
Yeah.
They really are. It's like their little doggies.
Yeah, 100%.
But if we ate our dog's poop,
Yeah.
it'd be just like that.
Yeah. That's a great cycle. I don't know how they found that out and how that became a thing.
Right.
And evolutionarily, how the queens know that they want to take this free, easy meal with them.
Wait, I want to watch Bugs Life. That's so cute. A
We
little
can
aphid
watch
pet.
two on Patreon in December.
Yes.
So, interestingly enough, it's not just ants. They've now seen bees that are known to collect aphid honeydew.
Oh my
just the
gosh.
honeydew. They don't protect them. They just collect their honeydew, and they use it to help them make honey.
Okay.
So,
So now ladybugs are all of our biggest op.
I don't know if I go that far, but
Ladybugs eat aphids. That's like if there was something that ate our dogs.
okay. I mean, they're still pests, though. They're still causing millions or billions of dollars in damage every year. And the
Okay.
reason that we have to spray so many pesticides is partly because of aphids.
Okay, but look at him.
He's very cute.
He's so
Yeah.
cute.
I enjoy it.
Wow. Another surprising team.
Yeah.
Aphids and ants. I really didn't know that. I thought they just made that up because it was cute for the cartoon.
No, they did. That was really cool.
That's excellent.
Yeah, loved it.
All right, folks. Oh, another quiz.
Yes.
Okay. This one's a little interesting and different. Sharing its name with an animal, which sports brand was founded after a family feud between brothers?
Puma.
That is correct.
A family feud between brothers?
There was Audie and Rudy Dazzler. Puma was originally Ruda based on his name, and Audie Dazzler created Adidas based on his name. And they were the brothers, and it was a family feud
I didn't know.
between Puma and Adidas.
That's interesting.
Wow, that's a rich family.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's so interesting.
I just, the only brand I could think of was Puma. I guess
Wait, is Connor ahead then? Because he just got 2 this episode.
Connor is now not ahead, but it's
Like
Maya
one behind?
8, Connor 7.
Wow.
Catching up.
Big time.
What's the punishment at 10?
I don't have anything.
Good chances like you're going to win, and it's going to be like, in December maybe that it hits 10.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like bucket of ice water.
No.
I think that's a good one. Not here.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, we're in a tree house, so it would just go down and like water the grass, but
Right.
I just don't want to get the couch stuff wet. So, yeah. Also, what do you think of the insulation? It's cold outside, and I did some good insulation
Really
job in here.
incredible insulation.
It's pretty
this
nice and
treehouse.
cozy in here. You're in short sleeves.
Yeah, no, I feel great.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you've watched several podcast episodes.
30.
This is episode 30. That's really cool. Thank you if you've been along for the ride, and if you're just joining, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys learned something today. We also need a good outro. I say that a lot. I say, hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. I say that on my own streams.
I like quick outros, but that's just me.
Oh, so I've been going too long. Is that like a passive,
hold retention, like cut it off super fast, like Ludwig style?
We're cutting you off.
Will you do something fast?
Check us out on Patreon, like and subscribe.
Have a good one.
Goodbye. Thank
Goodbye.
you. This episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care, skincare, and much more.
So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/wildest. Find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/wildest, ZocDoc.com/wildest.